Hey friends, this is Kiana here, and today we're going to make wonderful, interesting topics and trending views. So here's the thing, there is a hot topic going on right now. Um, it's been trending for the last 48 hours. All right. So what's happening is that we all know the Grammys happened. Okay, the Grammys happened, and as usual, things went down. Conversations, words were said that really caught people's attention, from the outfits to the speeches. But one thing in particular was a speech by the country and western artist Shaboozey, whose real name is Collins Obina Chibweze. Okay, that's his real name, guys. And from there, it was Shaboozey. All right, so the country rap is what kind of rap sometimes. So the country rap artist caught some heat when he was saying immigrants built this country. And that can be very political, especially with what's going on right now. Immigration is a very hot topic. ICE is in the news a lot, surrounding a lot of things. And so when he made that statement, the internet lost their minds. Lost it. Absolutely lost it.
Who is an immigrant in America, and was America built by immigrants? Yesterday was the Grammys, and there was a strong sentiment in support of immigrants and against ICE. There was a statement that Shaboozey said yesterday that deserves some discourse.
Immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, so this is for them.
You guys remember not too long ago, Zohran Mamdani made the same statements. Now, if we're being honest and we're being pedantic, to say America was a country built by immigrants solely is a complete rewriting of history, and it's disingenuous and erases the story of Black Americans in this country. One of the sentiments I've noticed online over the past couple of years is that everyone across the world associates America with immigration, and they think nothing is indigenous to America. Like, Americans don't have food, Americans don't have culture, Americans don't have anything that is unique to here. And they don't do that for any of the other countries in the Americas, whether it be the Caribbean or South America. And I understand why that is. It's because American hegemony has ran the world for the last century. And with that, American culture and American story has become synonymous with pop culture. So people don't feel the need to divulge and dig deeper. There is no reality that anyone who is a descendant of those formerly enslaved Black Americans in America could be an immigrant. We are the product of forced migration to the New World, and we are one of the foundational Americans. I said previously that the only foundational Americans when this country was created are Black Americans, Native Americans, and those original European descendants. Anyone that came later is an immigrant. Immigration and immigration means leaving a country voluntarily to move and settle somewhere else, whether it be permanently or with their hope of returning home. None of the countries in Africa existed when the slave trade was going on. So no one in the Americas could be an immigrant by definition. We have been in America prior to the inception of America being a country. I say that to say that doesn't erase immigrants from the story of America, because those Chinese and Japanese immigrants that came here helped expanded America westward, and without them, that wouldn't have occurred. The subsequent European migration that happened through Ellis Island helped develop all the major cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, New York. Without our Filipino and Caribbean aunties, we wouldn't have any nurses to take care of us. Without our Mexican and Central American compadres working in the farms, we wouldn't have access to food the way that we do have it, or tend your gardens, or tend your home. So there's so many things that add to the story of America, and immigrants are definitely at the core of the American system, the American story, and American history. But when we're telling that history, we have to tell it correctly, because no Black American will be offended by you saying immigrants definitely developed this country. They developed the country alongside Black people, but at its foundation, for centuries before immigrants came, Black people were here forcibly, free labor, forcibly. They helped develop these Fortune 500 companies, from cotton and tobacco farms, forcibly. All those other immigrants that came at least got paid. Whether they were paid pennies on a dollar, they were still paid, and they were never slaves. So when it comes to telling history correctly, especially during Black History Month, we have to say things correctly. And it's not a dig. I know what he meant, but a lot of people don't know what he meant, because I've seen comments saying, well, how are Black Americans not immigrants? You can't be immigrants in a country you were forced to come to. In the same way that Black Americans aren't immigrants, you would never call a Brazilian an immigrant, a Jamaican an immigrant, a Haitian an immigrant, a Dominican an immigrant. But for some reason, you guys can't seem to grasp that Black Americans are the same exact descendants of those who exist in the Caribbean and exist in South America. Happy Black History Month.
Immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity, to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
So I've seen a few different takes from other foundational Black American creators who feel a way about what he said about immigrants building this country and not actually paying homage to the genre of music that actually created his success, which was country music, which is an American genre of music that was started by that was created from the foundational Black Americans, the freedmen. It really started from them, right? So that's the genre that gave him his success. I kind of have a hard time believing that he would have found success with that genre in his original country of Nigeria. I'm not sure how they would, if he would have found success with this type of music over there. I'm just saying. But at the same time, y'all, I'm kind of getting at this point where I don't even expect for immigrants, like if he's an immigrant, I don't even expect them to have any type of like love and like just like I don't expect them to have this feeling of love for America. And I know what you're probably thinking is probably like, well, why not? Why wouldn't they? Well, they wouldn't because they're not really from here. Like their lineage isn't from here. They see America as a lick. It's just about the business. Like he said, people come here seeking a better life, seeking opportunities, basically opportunities that they don't have in their homeland. This is just the land of opportunity for them. So they don't really care how the opportunity comes about. They don't care where the opportunity technically derived from. All they care about is that the opportunity is there and that they're going to take advantage of it and use it to their benefit. That doesn't necessarily make him a bad person. That doesn't make anybody really a bad person, but it also just lets you know their stance. And like, well, you got to understand, like, they're not over here for any benefit other than their self and sending money back home or just doing whatever they have to do to better their own life. But this also shows you that there isn't any real reason for you to really advocate for anybody other than your own lineage also. And I'm not saying that to be divisive, but I feel like what he said was also extremely divisive because he's paying homage to immigrants and not giving any homage or respect to the people who the music genre actually came from and the people who actually did build the country before people started flocking over here in droves because the country was already presenting an opportunity to them. But he had nothing to say about that. All I'm trying to do is get you to pay attention. Let's let the emotions go. We don't need to attach any emotion to any of these people. That we shouldn't. There should be no emotional attachment at all. Just understand where you stand and just move accordingly. I don't really think that his speech about America being built by immigrants, I don't really think that it was a slight against Black Americans. I don't think that he was intentionally trying to like push our lineage off to the side as if we just didn't matter at all. I think that what he was actually doing was sliding all of this shit that's going on with this immigration, deportation, detainment, ICE raids, and all of that. I actually think that it was a direct slight against that. And I think that's the reason why he said it. But I also think that it was just a bad chess move because at the end of the day, I don't really know what his fan base is like, but my assumption would be because of the genre is country music, I would assume that it's mostly non-immigrant Americans who are buying and listening to his music. So the smart chess move would have been for him to pay homage to the predecessors and the people who started the genre of music and who gave him the opportunity, that would have been the smart chess move in a business sense.
Hey man, listen y'all, on some real shit, we gotta really go in. We really gotta go harder. We gotta go hard. This is in real time. We know he's in a genre that we created. I'm past that. This is in real time. This is orchestrated, premeditated to strategically put these people in positions to replace us and erase us, man. We have to understand this is a chess move. And we are seeing this shit in real fucking time. Now, I know this is not for everybody, but for those who hear it, and that one person who digests this food, good, here's a fucking plate, man. Eat it. These white tea people are literally using these people to put them in positions to replace us in entertainment, acting roles, being physicians, entertainers, mathematicians, scientists, motherfuckers that's in AI and tech. They are really being put in these positions for a reason, and we know that a lot of these people, 98% of these Hispanics, Caribbeans, and Africans, and immigrant Europeans, they don't like us, bro, and they are all working against us. And I said 98% of them. Maybe 99. But there's a small percentage of people who fuck with us. But see, this is so much of a serious time right now. We gotta go even harder because the erasure is here. It's in real time. They didn't even mention our people on building America. They just erased it 407 years. 407 years of every contribution, every culture. The culture, America would not be America without us. We set the tone on all levels. I don't have to repeat the list that we already fucking know. And everybody come here to leech, eat, and replace. Because these people feel like they the better version of what a black person is. These docile puppets that is easily controlled. Are we sick niggas? We have to train our children to not be fucking rappers and all that extra shit. Now we got to get them back in the books, back into math, science. You know what I mean? We got AI now, into tech, coding, so much that I'm not saying we not in those things. We are. I did the research. I'll do some videos on that soon. But they are being strategically put in place for a fucking reason to erase us, family. All of this shit is by design. This is not a natural occurrence. Don't expect entertainers. Don't expect athletes. Don't expect rappers. Don't expect a lot of these people to speak up for us. This should have to continue on the grassroots. Everybody can't go on this ride. Everybody ain't gonna wanna go. You can't save everybody. We are under attack on so many levels. This shit is real. We are looking at it in real time. This is too important. This is for our kids. For you docile niggas, for you niggas that just always just look for entertainment to just something just to laugh, something that don't make you think. We don't care about you. Scroll. This is life. You don't think, y'all know our ancestors was thinking about these days right now or how better it would be. They sacrificed for us to enjoy the little liberties that we enjoy now. Because we still in captivity. So we just gonna drop the mantle and throw the torch down and not fight for our kids? We can't be separated. We can't be on code separated. We gotta be on code together, family. Like real shit. This shit is serious out here, fam. And they are here to replace. No exceptions. So we got to protect that shit on all levels. We got to go even harder. Buy land, buy businesses, patronize businesses. Stop being jealous. Stop trying to fuck everybody, man and female. Stop trying to have a one-up on each other and shit on niggas and hating on motherfuckers. If they look better than you or whatever, we can all get this money together. Listen, we are online, but it's also in political fields. It's also in school curriculums. Absolutely, we are making waves. We are changing the game. But motherfuckers is not giving no motherfucking no plans on what to do with this shit. There's moves that has to be made. I'm not saying motherfuckers ain't making no moves. I'm not saying that because I know someone who's doing it. I'm just saying moves have to be fucking made. Because they train has moved on. They're already in action. We still on all aboard, getting all that people on board and on code. They like three states down. They train is moving. Because this was already premeditated. You know what I'm saying? We changing the game. But we still, I don't give a fuck what you think. We still some steps behind. So we gotta match what they're doing and better and gatekeep our shit on all levels. I know I talked a lot. I don't give a fuck. For those who stayed, good. For those who didn't, I can care less. Get on fucking code, bitch.
I cannot believe that on the first day of Black History Month, Shaboozey got on the Grammy stage and fixed his mouth to say that immigrants built this country. The same Shaboozey who is in a genre that was created by Black Americans, the descendants of slaves, on a stage that was built, the foundation, the architecture, by artists like Sam Cooke, James Brown, Sarah Vaughan, Michael Jackson, the list goes on and on. Black Americans. Bruh, I'm in disbelief. By repeating the lie that immigrants built this country, you're sanitizing the truth. The truth is that settlers, colonizers came to this country and genocided the natives. And they brought enslaved Africans to be the labor, to actually build the country. And when I say build the country, I'm not just talking about just physical labor, also expertise, agricultural expertise, medical expertise. This lie has to stop. Yes, immigrants contributed to this country and they've added to this country. I am pro-immigrant. But when you say immigrants built this country, it erases the foundation of this country and the horrors that entailed to build this country. And even when you say something like they brought the Chinese to build the railroads, even that is factually incorrect, because over 10,000 miles of railroads were already built in the South by enslaved Africans. What are we talking about? That was what we talking about. After that was westward expansion. The country was already built before those immigrants came here. Some of y'all need to do some serious research. This is, when Shaboozey said what he said, I don't think there was malicious intent. I think it's just a catchphrase that people are saying, especially with everything that's going on with ICE right now. There's pro-immigrant, sentiment out there. And again, I am pro-immigrant, but tell the truth and shame the devil. Black Americans, enslaved Africans built this country. People don't just migrate to nothing. They migrate to opportunity. So if we want to tell the full story, tell the real story, not the comfortable one, not the catchphrase, because a lot of this stuff is anti-blackness in disguise, and I need y'all to recognize it. Do better. It's Black History Month.
There's something jarring about having immigrants on this app demanding that black people go outside and fight for them, while simultaneously seeing immigrants like Shaboozey, who do have some amount of privilege and power in this space, go on national television and erase the contributions of Black Americans. Like, so at the same time that immigrants are demanding that we put our physical bodies on the line, our lives on the line for them, they're immigrants who actually have a voice, a platform. Instead of saying something that actually helps immigrants and pushes back against what's happening to immigrants, you choose to take that opportunity to erase Black Americans. And the crazy thing about it is, like, I saw somebody in a comment section of a Black woman talking about this same thing. Someone said, well, what should he have said? Like, there weren't options. Like, literally one fucking word could have changed everything and created a bridge and a real fucking conversation, possibly. All you had to do is say, and helped. Immigrants helped build this country. Because I'm not here to deny that immigrants have made a contribution to America, right? Not here to deny that. But to make the statement that immigrants built this country, you literally are erasing Black Americans. You're erasing slavery. You're erasing all of the things that we have been through, civil rights, all of the things that give you access. Give you access in this country. You are, like, it blows my mind. You would actively participate in our erasure while at the same time demanding we come and lay down our lives. It just really proves how disposable immigrants view Black people. Like, y'all think we are disposable. Y'all don't value our lives. Y'all literally think we are supposed to come out and just lay our lives down while you fucking disregard and deny the contribution. Like, no. And that's why I will never fix my lips to tell Black people to get out there on the front line. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For what? For what? For that contribution to also be denied, ignored, and dismissed and erased? Mm-mm.
When y'all say that ignorant shit like immigrants built this country, I just be questioning, how the fuck do y'all think this country became what it was to the point where your grandparents or your great-grandparents wanted to come here and contribute to it? Because that's all they did, if anything. They contributed to certain things, but they did not build this country. The country that you are living in today, the United States of America as you know it, the reason why it exists in the state that it is off the exploitation and the blood, sweat, and tears of Black American people. Now, I get why people think they're the reason why the country is running, because when Black people go outside in their own neighborhoods, you got this ethnicity owning this business, this one owning that one. All of our money is going into the next motherfucking pocket so they can take it back to their neighborhood and their country, circulate that motherfucking money, and build their motherfucking economy up. That's why you think that. But really, they placed here as a buffer class to keep your Black ass economically distraught. But that's another conversation I'll touch on for another day. I'm going to just touch on two industries that people like to say, oh, if it wasn't for immigrants, this industry would be dead. Y'all like to say that about the agricultural industry, and y'all like to say that about blue-collar jobs. Now, my theory about the whole blue-collar industry is, whenever they passed that Immigration Act in the 60s, that is also the same time that they started taking trade programs at a high school. Now, our grandparents and great-grandparents used to take these trade courses and use those skill sets to go and have a career and start their own businesses after high school. They weren't worried about going to no fucking college. And they were able to take care of their whole fucking family. Like Julius off Everybody Hates Chris on that one episode when Julius went outside to go to work and all the men on the block had on their fucking blue-collar work gear. Yes, that is an industry that by and large we took over, but as they slowly start taking these trades out of the school, I feel like that's when they start paying these immigrants under the table to do the same work that we've been doing. We are the original carpenters. We are the original welders. Any blue-collar trade that you can name, we are the fucking originators. And it's the same thing for agriculture. Like, my grandfather tells me stories all the time about how him, his siblings, and his cousins, because my great-grandfather, he had like 20-some kids. Either way it go, he used to do stuff like pick cherries at cherry orchards. He used to get like 50 cents a bucket or something like that. Motherfuckers used to harvest corn in their motherfucking backyard. He grew up around pigs and chickens. These are people that are alive right now. My granddaddy's only 73 years old, okay? So Black people literally just stopped tending to the land by and large in, like, I say like the 70s. Like, now when you think of a nigga in the field, you think of slavery. When the whole time we still was doing this shit up until the timeline makes sense to me. So my theory about these motherfuckers slowly but surely taking out agricultural courses and fucking trades out the motherfucking classroom, and then all of a sudden you got these motherfuckers ready to come over here and do it for cheap. The fuck you think we finna be slaves again? Because that's basically what you would be asking us to do, is be sharecroppers and slaves, getting paid shit to do all this fucking hard work in the fucking fields. And that's just not what the fuck we was doing. So yeah, we do need to get back in the land. We will get back to the land. Bitch, I can't wait till I get my motherfucking land. And don't get me started on the infrastructure. The bullshit ass infrastructure. We built shit to last. Like, we got buildings up that's been up for like centuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all might have to blow that bitch up with intention for that bitch to come down. Houses we built centuries ago still up. Like, what are you talking about? Like, y'all can't compare with these 10-minute neighborhoods y'all be building with these bullshit ass raw materials. Never in the history of the game. Ever. Because you compare. If anybody wanted to know how to tend to this fucking land, they had to ask who? Oh, okay. Exactly. Couldn't ask the white people. Because during the Homestead Act, what? They also had to go get degrees on how to tend to their land. And if they was able to successfully do so, what? The land was theirs, right? These are the same people y'all will give credit for building and cultivating this fucking land. Like, y'all got us fucked up, Joe. Don't fucking play with us during no fucking Black History Month, bro. And fuck Shaboozy with them fake ass wigs.
So Shaboozey made a Grammy acceptance speech, and he thanked immigrants for building America, and just totally looked over the fact that America was built by enslaved, magically melanated prisoners of war, magically melanated people, foundational, quote unquote, Black Americans. But he just looked over that. But I don't know why anybody would be surprised about something that he says and other magically melanated people say, especially if they aren't from here. People are always quick to discount, forget, erase what our magically melanated ancestors mean to this country and meant to this country. So it's not surprising that he's doing it, because they love to disrespect us and our ancestors every chance they get. Don't want to credit us with anything. Want the world to forget about us because the world continues to crap on us. And he crapping on us. I'm not a fan of his anyway. But I'm not surprised he would say something like that until we actually start not only speaking out, but start having actions and stop supporting people like him. Because when we stop supporting sellout suckers like him, they lose their influence. And the only reason he's been given what he's given because he has, quote unquote, influence. It's a very disrespectful thing to say. When everybody who has spoken, even the current person who's serving as president of the United States, understands and has said that America was built by magically melanated enslaved people. Period. A lot of these big organizations and companies sold magically melanated enslaved people, built on our labor, blood, sweat, tears, lives. But he stands up there in front of the world and gets applauded, and don't give our ancestors credit that they deserve, who were forcibly made to work. When a lot of our ancestors were already over here, they were just prisoners of war, and they were enslaved. So, to hell with Shaboozy. That's what I say. And all the rest of them. All praises to the Most High.
It wasn't so much of a long speech or like a policy breakdown or a campaign slogan. All it was is there was just a phrase that was said, immigrants built this country, and then it was just like, okay, why is the Grammys getting political again? And it seemed like everybody had something to talk about immigration. That was just like this, like, well, regardless of your speech at the Grammys, make sure you put in something about immigration, since that's what's going on right now. It just seems that way. So here's the thing. The phrase immigrants built this country isn't new. Okay, it's been in textbooks, museums, art classes. We all know that with this being a hypercharged topic, you know, people feel like entertainment people are supposed to be spaces of not just culture and music, but to escape from all of that. And for some reason, that was just kind of brought in just because, you know, that was what he mentioned in his speech. So for some viewers, hearing that statement at a music awards show felt like, okay, why y'all are bringing politics into this? And then while for others, it's like, okay, how is stating a historical reality suddenly controversial? Okay, so here's the thing. It is not controversial. It is erasure. When you mention immigrants built this country, you're forgetting the foundational, indigenous, Black Americans that had lost everything in order for the country to be where it is today. So it is not by osmosis. Immigrants didn't come here and meet nothing. Immigrants came here when everything was built. And then they or maybe contribute. That's what you could say. Immigrants contributed. Okay, they contributed to further development, but things was already built and already developed by the time immigration, the country was open up for immigration, and they all arrived. Okay, so Shaboozey is an artist that kind of sits in sort of like a weird cultural crossroads. He is in country music, okay, but he also has hip hop roots. It's sort of like Nas, okay, Lil Nas X. So country with some hip hop going on there, Southern imagery, very Black American-esque. He is in a genre that kind of, I guess the audience is more non-immigrant population. You're dealing with foundational Black Americans, indigenous, and the white community, and people that most likely would be gravitated to country and Western music with a hip hop style. When it comes to award shows, it's not just an award show and everybody's going up to get their award for whatever they've contributed and stuff like that. These are cultural checkpoints. People watch them for something to react to. These are shows that we remember. There's a lot of collaborations that you can even find on YouTube about hot points in a Grammy award show every year. Maybe 2016, whatever, 2018. You can go back to maybe the Grammys in the 90s and the artist that was featured back then. There is always highlight points. So it's a big platform, okay? So when he said something like that, and maybe he didn't mean it like, wait, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just see. He didn't mean it like that. But the thing is, you cannot account for the people who believe that. Immigrants built this country and then to hell with everybody else that was there before when immigrants came, or they just came out of nowhere and didn't care to look into the history. A lot of people don't understand that when you make those statements, there are a lot of people who don't know, and they're just going to take what you say and you reinforce it. So this is what makes it especially irritating when someone goes up in the Grammys in a Black American genre, he was born here, but whose parents came from Nigeria, and saying that immigrants built this country. So here's my thing. You don't have to agree with every artist, and you don't have to cheer, but what you do have to do is, and a lot of people have done that, put forth their voice of their displeasure that they don't appreciate this erasure, and that people should respect the country enough to care to learn more about the history. It's been too long. Even the New York mayor had this situation where he said immigrants built this country. You have a staff that probably writes your speeches. Somebody should be making sure that things are accurate. You could say immigrants contributed to the development the furthering of this country, but it was built by Black Americans and the sacrifices that they made, and for that we are eternally grateful. Something like that. I don't know, you speechwriters know what to do.
How easy is it to say Black Americans built this country and immigrants helped make it the melting pot that it is today?
Immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it.
And while immigrants did contribute to this country was built upon and established by slavery of our ancestors. America would not be here without slavery, so to discredit that by saying immigrants built this country is insulting to our ancestors. Now, after America was established, did immigrants come here and help build things? Yes. The Industrial Revolution and everything after that would not be the same without immigrants, but that was after America was already established. So no, I am not trying to discredit what these immigrants have done for this country. But to say that they have built this country is discredit and a disservice to the Black Americans that were put through slavery for generation after generation. Because of that slavery, America is where it is today. And without slavery, America would not be here. So we need to do away with immigrants built this country because slavery built this country. And who was enslaved? Black Americans.
But yeah, this was a problem, and it is wonderful to see people pushing back on that. And I think when we push back, the more you push back, people can kind of check themselves. And the guy was crying too. The guy was crying tears, and he's, oh, immigrants built this country. Oh no. Anyway, make your comments known down below, and we will see you next video.